The Viloma breath is a great breath to really cool down the mind and body, to stimulate relaxation, reduce anxiety, and to create an overall sense of calm. This is a great practice to do before a stressful conversation or an important meeting where you're overly anxious. It's always healthy to have some nervousness and anxiousness, but when you start to go into the spiral, this can bring you down and back to centered. It's also a great practice for before bedtime. And you can do this practice lying down, even in your bed, or lying down where you are right now to start practicing it for yourself. There's 3 ways to do and practice Viloma breath. One is interrupting the inhales. The other is interrupting the exhale. And the last one is interrupted inhale and exhale. So Viloma means going against the natural flow. And in this case, it's the breath. We're going to be stopping and holding the breath on the inhale in our first practice. So we're going to in this tutorial, we're going to stop the breath on the inhale and do a long exhale. And we'll repeat that a few times. And then we'll do it the opposite way. We'll stop the breath on the exhale going out, elongating the exhale that way. By interrupting the breath, we get to really build and harness the ability to control our own breath. And when we have the sensation and control of our breath, automatically we start to notice and to start to turn inward to know that we have control of many aspects of our lives, and we can let go of control of things that are out of our control and focus how we respond to them. So we first have to know and set up a full yogic breath, so the Ujjayi breath. Whether or not you make the Ujjayi breath sound, that victorious breath, or focus on the full diaphragmatic breath. If you're sitting, you want to feel your sit bones below you, so the spine is long and the rib cage is over the hips. And to just notice your breath. So the hands can be on your lap, palms down or palms up. The gaze can shift towards the earth, and you can just listen to the sound of my cues, and you can always blink your eyes open to gaze at me to see what I'm doing, which won't be looking like much because I'll be breathing with you. So as the gaze shifts down, or if you're laying down on your back, bring one hand to your belly so you start to notice and to feel the flow of your breath, that your breath affects the torso. So as you breathe in, the belly softens, the rib cage widens. You breathe all the way up to the collarbones. And then as you exhale, there's a softness and release that starts to happen, and a gentle pull of drawing inwards and upwards of the pelvic floor, and the abdomen draw in and around the navel. And then the inhale breath begins again. So there's a softening of the abdomen away, a widening of the space between the shoulder blades, the rib cage, breathing all the way to the collarbones, and then exhale out, still keeping the integrity of the spine and the strength around the muscles supporting the torso. And at the bottom of the exhale, the in-breath begins again. So centering this in-breath and out-breath so that they're pretty close, and if not in the same count or pattern. So maybe to a count of 5 with the inhale, and a count of 5 with the exhale, or whatever number speaks to you. So just doing a couple more breaths to feel the full spaciousness of your torso that your breath provides. And then start to elongate the inhale. So making the inhale a little bit bigger, a little bit longer than the exhale. And keep focusing on elongating the inhale. as I continue to talk and tell you what will happen next. You're going to repeat this breathing exercise 3 times with my cues. The in-breath, you'll fill up the bottom of the torso, about 1/3 of the torso with your breath, and then pause and hold the breath. Then the next breath, you'll build the breath into the middle of the torso. 2/3 of the torso are full with your breath. You're going to pause and hold that breath for literally 1 count. And then inhaling, continuing the inhalation all the way up to the tops of the collarbones, holding the breath there. And I'm going to count to 4, 3, 2, 1. And then a very long exhale through the nostrils or the lips all the way out. And then you're going to do that again. So it'll be an in-breath of 1/3, hold. In-breath 2/3, hold. In-breath all the way up. So this is your full big inhale. And then 1 complete breath, exhaling out completely. And then you go right back into it. So we're going to do that 3 times together. So feeling your foundation. You can even have your hands on your chest and torso, or have your hands on your lap, palms down, rooting your energy down. Full diaphragmatic breath. And then with your next inhale, inhaling just 1/3 of the breath in and holding it there, pause. Inhale, continue up the torso, about the bottom of the rib cage, and pause. Inhale all the way up to the top of the collarbones, full breath, and hold it there. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale out through the nostrils or the lips, fully and completely out. Once you emptied out the breath from the whole body, feel that natural in and begin again. Inhaling just 1/3 of the way. Pause and hold. Inhale 2/3 of the way. Pause and hold. Complete the whole inhale all the way to the collarbones. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Full, complete exhale out through the nostrils, letting the breath empty out completely. Last time. Inhale 1/3 of the way and hold and pause. Inhale the rest 2/3 up. Pause. All the way up to the collarbones and hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale out through the nostrils. Let it go completely and fully until you can't breathe out anymore. And then return back to your natural breath. Sitting with your natural inhale and your natural exhale. So that was the interrupted inhale breath. And that helps to challenge and to build length as you inhale. So for someone like me, that's what I have to work on, is lengthening my inhale. I can exhale out for days. The in-breath, done. So notice if that was really easy for you, then maybe the flip side that we're going to do next will be the more challenging part. So once you've recentered your breath and you're back to your full diaphragmatic breath, begin to elongate the exhale breath. So the inhale will be long, but the exhale will be longer. Your full diaphragmatic breath. Breathing in throughout the whole torso, exhaling out completely. And it takes a little bit longer for the exhale. You're lengthening the exhale. With your next inhale, you're going to inhale 1 full breath through the nostrils so the rib cage, heart, collarbones are completely full. And then exhale out the top 1/3, at the top of the bottom of the rib cage. Hold. And then above the navel, you're going to hold. And then exhale out the breath completely and let go. And so we're going to do that 3 times, and I'm going to cue you through it just like I did the other one. So feel your full breath. And then with your inhale, inhaling deeply, one complete breath, full and long. And then begin to exhale when you can't breathe out. When you can't breathe in anymore, you're going to start exhaling out just to the bottom of the rib cage. And then exhale to the navel and hold. And then exhale out fully and completely. Release the breath until you can't breathe out anymore. And then breathe in again. Full deep breath all the way in and up until you can't breathe in anymore. And then exhale the breath. Pause at the bottom of the rib cage. And then exhale out to the navel. Pause. And then this time, exhale out the breath completely. And you're going to hold the breath out to a count of 4. So 3, 2, 1. You're holding. And then inhale breath again. Until you can't breathe in anymore. And then exhale out to the bottom of the rib cage. Hold. Exhale out to the navel and hold. Exhale out completely and fully until you can't exhale out anymore. We're going to hold that exhale to 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time. Inhale fully and deeply, completely. Exhale to the bottom of the rib cage and hold. Continue your exhale to the navel and hold. Exhale out completely and fully until you can't breathe out anymore. And then hold that breath out for 4, 3, 2, 1. In breath. And return back to your natural inhale and exhale. Sit with your natural breath. Notice what sensations have arrived. If you feel a greater sense of calm or something else that you might feel. Maybe even physically less tension is being held in the muscles. And just breathe with your natural breath. So you can repeat this exercise as needed and wanted. You can elongate the breath with the restrictions, with the retention by holding maybe to a count of 4 or 5. And even elongating the exhale when you hold out, building up to maybe a count of 7, 8, maybe even 10. It just depends. But again, going with your edge of where you feel the challenge and effort and honoring that. And over time, the breath may lengthen, or that might be the right place for you.